After seeing the feta being made yesterday, I thought it was only appropriate to showcase this amazing local cheese with some of my favourite ingredients. Being spring, we've got broad beans or fave, we've got mint, artichokes and fennel, all my favourite ingredients to work with. So I want to do almost like an uncooked vignole, so it'll be almost like a raw salad of these ingredients. So to start this salad, we first need to clean up the broad beans, which is pretty easy to do, but can be a little time consuming. And if you've got kids, it's a really great thing for them to do. And they've obviously got an outer pod here, and we've got this inner pod in here. When these broad beans are really, really small, they're great to eat as they are. As they get bigger, the skin thickens. It's quite necessary to blanch them, refresh them, and remove the outer pod. Cleaning artichokes is a little more difficult than the broad beans. This one's got a long, long stalk attached to it, which we don't need at all. So just take a knife and cut about 5 centimeters or a couple of inches down, and then just use your fingers to take some of the tough outer leaves off. It's really important to do that because they're not really digestible. You need to get rid of them. We want to go down at least 2 to 4 layers. Cleaning up the artichokes is a little more technical than cleaning up the broad beans. You need to use a sharp knife, so definitely not a job for the kids. After we've taken off the outer leaves and the stem of there, we just use the knife, and you can do this on a chopping board if you want. Trim down and around the upper end of the stalk there because it's pretty tough and not too easy to digest. So when you're doing it, just be careful you don't chop too far into it and waste all that beautiful artichoke. So to prep the artichoke, once you pull the outer leaves off, you want to trim down about 2 centimeters from the top. The bit of the artichoke we're interested in is the meat around the choke, so to speak, and just slice the top off. So slice them in half lengthways. And then in here, I've got this really furry bit, which isn't too good to eat. If you eat it, it's not going to kill you, but it'll get stuck in your throat and it's really prickly. So the best way to slice that out is take a small knife and you can just chop it out. You can also use like a little spoon. I'm just going to run through them as finely as I can because we're going to serve these raw with a little bit of lemon juice. And then to stop these browning up, I'm going to pop them into this water. I'm just going to put a good squeeze of lemon juice into there. Like an apple, as soon as you take away the skin from the outside, the air causes it to oxidize to a certain extent and go brown in color. So for the fennel, I just want to cut the top off here. You don't want to throw these throngs away. They've got so much flavor in there, and for so many years I was told to throw these in the bin. And then I worked in the UK and we used to use them in salads and absolutely everywhere. So I always guard these with my life now and treat them as a herb and toss them through salads at the very end. So I'm just going to pick them off. We can put them to the side and slice it in half. Slice it in half again, and I can run through here with a knife. We just want to use about 1/4 of a fennel per person. So I got some flat leaf parsley here, and you pretty much just tear into this if you want. I'm just going to roughly run through it with a knife. So we just want a couple of good handfuls to go through this, just to give it a lot of zing. It goes super well with the lemon too. So to pull this together now is really, really easy. We've got the fennel there. Some of it's rather chunky. I don't really mind. I eat fennel raw in big chunks all the time. In with my broad beans, which have been blanched in boiling salted water, refreshed and potted. You can see them right here, and they're really, really beautiful. I'm gonna get some almonds into here. This has just been roughly chopped. I've got mint, which we'll just put into there. I just want to take a handful of that sliced artichoke and squeeze all the water out of it and straight in. So now for the main ingredient, we're gonna put a lot of feta through this. So don't hold back and just crumble it in with your hands. Gorgeous Oleana feta. Some freshly cracked pepper, a little bit of salt, and I want to get a good squeeze of lemon into there and a good amount of extra virgin olive oil. And then just toss it through with your hands. Stay clear of those salad tossing spoons and stuff. It's actually making me really hungry looking at it. So last thing, I just want to have a quick taste for seasoning. Perfect. And we can plate this up. Hopefully I've done the locals of this area justice with the cheese they put so much effort into making. This is my spring, almost vignole salad.